Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to tell you the cars I almost bought. So today I'm going to give you 3 vehicles that I almost bought instead of my new project vehicle, and stick around to the end for a bonus 4th vehicle that I came really close to purchasing. So if you haven't seen it yet, I bought a car when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, and just yesterday we hit 20,000 subscribers. It's only been a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for everybody who is watching these videos, but I want to talk about some of the cars that I almost bought instead of my Subaru WRX. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that some of the vehicles that I have are a 2014 Audi R8, a 2019 Ford F-150 Raptor, and a 2023 Jeep Wrangler 2-door. The most family-friendly vehicle that I have is the Raptor, and if you've seen this video, you know that it's always gone. So I wanted something that I could modify and have fun with here on the YouTube channel, but also was family friendly. I have kids, I need a way to transport them. And if I'm left with the R8 or the Jeep, it becomes kind of an issue.
An issue-tunity?
So I needed something with 5 seatbelts and something that got better fuel economy than my R8 Raptor or the Jeep, which is a very low bar. And as you know, I ended up with a 2022 Subaru WRX. But there were a few other vehicles that were on that short list that I really wanted. So my family growing up loved their BMW 3 Series. And although I have never personally owned a BMW 3 Series, I have owned a 1 Series which I loved. And honestly, I've been itching to get back into a BMW. When my wife and I went to Switzerland last year, we had a BMW 120 diesel, which was a lot of fun. And on 2 separate trips that I went on with my daughters, we rented a BMW Z4 and a BMW 228 Gran Coupe. So honestly, I've been waiting to scratch that BMW itch again. So it may surprise you that I did not end up with a BMW, but it was definitely on the list. And the ones that I actually wanted might surprise you. Actually, they were 2 in the same. I wanted either one of these if the right spec came up. Most of them are black or white with a black interior. And although I ended up with a white on black WRX, that one I can easily modify the interior and the exterior colors. Whereas on the BMW, it's a bit harder to change out the interior. So the vehicles I was looking at were the 2 Series, and not the 2 Series Coupe. It was actually the 2 Series Gran Coupe, specifically the M235 model, or the BMW X2 M35i model. So I wanted something that was fun, a little bit rowdy, and something that had some power. And the M235i Gran Coupe has definitely been met with some controversy in terms of its looks. As you know from watching my videos, I kind of like that. And personally, the X2 to me looks more like a hot hatch than it does an SUV. Those were number 1 on the list, and there were several where I really contemplated just pulling the trigger and going for it. Ultimately, I don't think that vehicle would have been best for the channel, but it would have been something that I would have personally enjoyed quite a bit. Obviously, they are automatic only, and I ended up with a manual, which is what I prefer, but it would have actually gotten better gas mileage than the WRX, and had more power and more luxury, and honestly, a similar price point. So don't be surprised if I scratch this itch at some point in the future. Give it a couple of years. We got some good plans for the WRX ahead. Next up on the list is something in a similar vein. I wanted something with some power. I wanted something that was fun with some decent gas mileage with the 5 seatbelts, and that was the Hyundai Elantra N. This one I seriously contemplated, and one popped up for sale a little while ago in blue that I really liked. I watched it for a while, and then the price dropped. I hesitated for about 30 minutes and said, you know what, let's just go for it. The deal was right. I was gonna go ahead and reserve this car and go pick it up in Colorado. In that 30-minute hesitation, the car sold. Honestly, I don't know if that was the right move or not, but I do really like that car and I like what it represents. It would probably have a little bit more room than my WRX, but maybe not the same modification potential. Next up on the list is something completely out of left field that doesn't have 5 seatbelts, and it would actually replace my 2014 Audi R8. So my goal by the end of this year is to actually put an order in on a Porsche 911 Carrera T. As many people describe it, it is kind of the baby GT3. You get a manual transmission option, you get some of the stripped out features, and you get a much more palatable price point. If I made a move on a 911, I would have to get rid of the Audi R8, which I can't say I'm 100% ready for. But I did consider making a move earlier and going with a 991 911, preferably the facelifted model with the turbocharged motors, and using that to replace my Audi R8, so I had another 4-seat vehicle, which with the size of my kids right now would work short-ish. The right car didn't come up. And again, I would have wanted a manual transmission with that one, a non-boring spec. Those are harder to come by in a price point that I was comfortable with. Since that time, now having the WRX, I think actually it was the smart idea to not get the 911 at this point in time and hold out for a new 911T. Or get a cheaper 911 like a 996 and add that as a project vehicle as well. Or VF supercharge my R8. What do you think I should do? What do you think of these different vehicle options that I passed on? Was the WRX the smart choice? As always, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, bonus vehicle I forgot about. I almost ended up with a brown on tan Porsche Cayenne S hybrid. Huh? Yeah, I know that's completely out of left field compared to the other ones, but I've owned two Cayenne S's and I kind of miss them. All right, that's it.